What's up, everybody? Jason from Straight Edge Lights and Gear, and we got another flashlight review for you today. And please forgive the dogs if you hear them barking. They're running around back here having a good time. But guys, what we have today for you guys is the Fenix E06R. So this is an EDC small little carry flashlight, keychain light, if you will, or EDC pocket organizer type light. But we're going to get into this, guys, real quick. We're going to give you guys a look at it, unbox it kind of, basically, and then give you guys a good look at it, kind of run through some of the features that it has. And then when it gets dark here later tonight, we'll kind of do my typical flashlight testing video where I'll have two propane tanks set up out there, one at 20 yards, one at 40 yards, and then all the way in the back where there's two chairs, that'll be 60 yards. And we'll kind of give you guys a good idea of how this light operates at night, give you a good idea of the type of distance you're going to be able to see on the different light modes. But Fenix is a company that I've used a few of their flashlights. I've reviewed a few of them. The TK22, the PD25, the PD36R Pro, I think it is another one. The HT18 hunting light. I've reviewed a few of their lights already, guys, and I tell you, Fenix has always had some very, very good quality. I've always been really happy with their lights. I carry the PD36R on me all the time at work. That's my work light, essentially. I really do enjoy that light. The PD25 is always in one of my fanny packs that I use. Great lights, guys. I really enjoy their quality. Has always been really good. The battery life has always been really good on them. So I'm excited to check this one out. This one's the E06R. It's basically, they're calling it a 3-in-1 keychain flashlight. So when you open it up, you pull it out. It comes in a nice little package thing. It's got a little piece of plastic covering the light here. This one is kind of like a Tiffany blue color. There are several color options that I've seen available. I think there's like a red, a green, different ones like that. But this one's kind of like a Tiffany blue color. Very cool. It's a different colored look, right? So sometimes I don't want to always have the same kind of colored things. I like to change it up a little bit, and I'm kind of glad that this is the one that I got right here because I really do like this color. But this light's kind of cool. It's so when you open it up, you get the light in there, obviously, and this part right here opens up. Here's your charging cord. It's like a regular USB to a USB-C, but any like USB-C charging cord will charge this up, and you can see right there. So you got that cord there. You got a little lanyard that you can attach to it if you want, and then you got all of your kind of warranty kind of cards. Here's like a little brochure for a few of the other lights that they utilize. Oh, look at, there's the PD36R. And then obviously you have your instruction manual here. I've played around with this light a little bit since I've gotten it. I kind of like to I like to play with it a little bit, but I don't like to go super in depth on it because I want this video to kind of be like, hey, this is my first time checking it out, your first time. We're looking at the scene together, right? I kind of like doing my reviews like that, just because I wanted to, I want to be able to see, like, even if you didn't read the instructions, can you get this out of the box and just start using it? And yeah, the answer is yes, you can. I mean, I was able to pretty much run through all of the functions of this light fairly easily, without having to do a lot of complicated button pushing. So that was really cool. So got a nice little compact package here, as you can see. There's your lights and stuff in the front. And you do have a few different features on here. You have a UV light, a red laser. They call it a breathing light. And this section right here will actually light up a few different colors, and we'll run through that. And then you have your regular flashlight mode, right, as well. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going to turn this purple. So you have the purple and the red button right there. The purple button is your UV. So you press and hold that down. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it turns on this little light right here. It's your UV light. And we'll show that at night because it's kind of hard to see during the day. And then press and hold that down. It turns it off. So you can see, press, hold on. I don't know if that's popping up in the light or not, but press and it turns off. Yeah. The next button, the red one on the bottom there, is your laser. This might be a little bit hard to see during the daytime too, but you press and hold it down. Here's my palm. I don't know if you can see that laser on my palm or not on the camera. So that's kind of a weird. I'm not sure that I can't tell on my camera if that's showing up or not, but you do have a red laser. It's not like a super powerful laser. But like if you're in a meeting or something like that, it's definitely going to do the job of pointing out some things in an immediate area. Like if I shine this laser out to 60 yards, you're not going to see it with your eye. It's just not that strong of a laser to pick it up at 60. Um, but there go my dogs. But I will try to see if I can see what we can see at night. But it does have that red laser function to it. Now you have your middle button right here, and this is what's going to be your main flashlight. You press and hold this down. Oh man, turns your light on, right? And so you got your light on. You kind of click through the different mode settings you have there. As you can see, it's getting low, medium, high, bright. And if you press and hold it down, turns your light off. And if you do 2 quick presses, it turns on this, they call it a breathing light. Now, not exactly 100% sure on what the purpose of the light is. It's not, to me, it's not really going to light an area up, but it sure looks cool as hell. There is actually a feature on this that I do think is. So this is kind of like the rainbow colored one. If I press this again, it goes to like a solid red. So, you could, like a flashing red. So you could kind of use this as a signal. The one that I think, it does have a blue as well. You can see that as well. The one that I think that really comes in handy is the flashing blue and red. So if you're out hiking, maybe you're riding a bicycle or something like that, you could probably clip this to like a strap on your backpack or something on behind, so people could actually see you from behind with the flashing light. So I think the flashing blue and reds really could come in handy. But as far as the other ones go, they're okay. I don't necessarily think they're designed to be I think they're just designed more for signaling than they are not lighting anything up. But we are going to turn those on at night and see what type of illumination we can get out of it. You know what we might even do is we might even turn on like the flashing red and blue, and we'll put that out at 20 yards, 40 yards, come back and see if you could see it from that far away. So like I said, it could be a good signaling light. I'm not 100% sure, but it does look kind of cool. So it is a cool looking light. But let me get into some specs on this, guys, real quick here. So I do have the box here in front of me. Again, very easy light to turn on. You can, it does have a lockout mode on it as well, but if I press and hold this down, you got the light is on. So let's see here, we got starting low. So on high, you got 700 looms for 1 hour and 20 minutes at 110 meters with a 3100 candela intensity. Low or eco, you got 5 looms, 60 hours for 9 meters, 20 candela. Low is 30 looms for 12 hours, 23 meters at 130 candela. Medium is 150 looms for 2 hours and 50 minutes, 50 meters, 645 candela. And then again, your high is 700 for an hour and 20 minutes, 110 meters, 3100 candela. The RGB light, which is the red, green, blue, I guess is what they're calling it. That's the breathing light when it's the rainbow colored. That is, let me turn this off. This is considered 0.5 lumens. The red flash is 1 lumen, the blue flash is 1 lumen, and the red and blue flash together is 1 lumen. So you get one lumen out of that. It doesn't give you any run times or distance on the packaging. Your UV light is 580 MW, 365 NM. I'm not sure what that means, but it's not, to me, it's not like a super bright UV light, but it's going to be good. Like if you're working at a place where you have to check IDs or money, things like that, it will definitely do a really good job of that. And we'll show that tonight and at night. And then your red laser, again, I'm not exactly sure what these numbers equate to. Is 0.39 MW. So take that for what you will. You might be a bigger flashlight guy than me and know what a lot of those numbers mean, but I don't. But your size wise, you're looking at a 2.72 by 1.14 diameter, or size. Basically, the weight on this is 1.9 ounces, and that's including the battery. So it's a very light little EDC light. You do have a nice pocket clip on the back here, so you'll be able to clip this to your belt, your backpack, purse, fanny pack, whatever type of bag you need to clip this to, you'll be able to clip it on there and carry it around with you. And it's not going to take up a ton of space. This will actually fit like in that little coin pocket on your jeans very nicely as well. So, guys, when we come back, we are going to go through this at night, show you guys how it illuminates everything, and kind of run through all the light modes at night so you guys get a good idea of what this Fenix E06R can do for you when you need it in a nighttime situation. All right, everybody, stay tuned. We'll be back. Real quick, guys, I would be beside myself if I didn't tell you how to do the lockout feature on this light, right? So press and hold this down. Oop, not that. There we go. So the light is on, as you can see. We're going to turn it off. Oop. So to put this in lockout mode, you have to press and hold down the purple and red buttons simultaneously. When you do that, you're going to get, see, it should pop up. So you saw the eco mode flash twice. Now we're in lockout mode. And so the flashing is basically telling you, hey, you're in lockout mode. You need to unlock it. So we're in lockout mode. Now to turn lockout mode off, you press and hold down the red and purple button again. You'll see it flash a couple of times, and then it should come on. So it's on. It'll come on in eco mode, and then now you can press through your different light modes. So if you were curious on how to lock the light, that is how you do it. So again, I wanted to make sure you guys saw that and knew about it. And now we're going to wait for it to get dark, and we're going to light up the night, baby. All right, stay tuned. Real quick, guys, I would be beside myself if I didn't tell you how to do the lockout feature on this light, right? So press and hold this down. Oop, not that. There we go. So the light is on, as you can see. We're going to turn it off. Oop. So to put this in lockout mode, you have to press and hold down the purple and red buttons simultaneously. When you do that, you're going to get, see, it should pop up. So you saw the eco mode flash twice. Now we're in lockout mode. And so the flashing is basically telling you, hey, you're in lockout mode. You need to unlock it. So we're in lockout mode. Now to turn lockout mode off, you press and hold down the red and purple button again. You'll see it flash a couple of times, and then it should come on. So it's on. It'll come on in eco mode, and then now you can press through your different light modes. So if you were curious on how to lock the light, that is how you do it. So again, I wanted to make sure you guys saw that and knew about it. And now we're going to wait for it to get dark, and we're going to light up the night, baby. All right, stay tuned. All right, guys, real quick before it gets dark, wanted to point out, so this first smaller propane tank here, that's out 20 yards from my gazebo area where I film. The second larger tank out there, that's at 40 yards. And then those two chairs way over there in the back where those two trees are, that's 60 yards, okay? So wanted to make sure you guys knew before it got dark so you could see what kind of distances we're working with here, how we're going to light things up with that Fenix. All right, everybody, we'll see you when it gets dark. All right, everybody, it's gotten pretty dark out here, and we have the E06R here ready to go to show off its lighting capabilities. But one thing that I, for whatever reason, didn't realize when I was doing the tabletop review is on the back of this light right here, it is actually magnetic. It will stick to, you know, metal. So let me flip this around real quick, show you guys. So here's my thing. Bam, right there. Sticking to the bracket there. So very cool. Something to keep in mind if you're working on a vehicle or something like that. You need to turn the light on. You could stick it up wherever and light up your area. So let's get into this light, guys. So I'm going to flip this around. Now remember, we have a small propane tank out at 20, a larger out at 60, and then all the way back there where those two trees are, kind of you can see in the light, is 60 yards. So let me try this red laser here, guys. So we got the red laser on. You guys can see it on my hand. Let's try to, I don't know if you guys can see that laser hitting that white tank right there. And that's right there at the 60. That's the 40-yard mark. If you guys can see that. I'm not sure if you can. But, I mean, basically that's, you know, it's a red laser. What are you going to do, you know? Catching that on camera might be a little difficult. So let's hold this up here. So we're going to turn this light on. So we're going to press and hold down. Boom. So this actually does have a memory mode. So this actually went to the last setting I had it on, which was the 700 looms. So let's click it down one. Grab the box here. So I can't even let's see here. So on the eco mode, this is 5 looms, guys, right here. So you can barely light up the tank at 20 yards. Kind of look over here a little bit. It's not really going to light up a whole lot. That's more of like an admin mode. But it, for stuff up close without blinding you, it's pretty good. So we click it up one. We're going to go to 30 looms on low mode. So I can kind of see the tank right there. Pretty good. Kind of see over here. See this tree right up here a little bit. Kind of lights up a nice area. Nothing crazy, but if you wanted to be a little discreet looking around for something, you could definitely do it with that mode. So we're going to kick it up to 150 looms on the medium. So now we're starting to get there. Definitely has a nice flood pattern to it. You can see the first tank here at 20 yards. You can definitely see the second tank at 40. The chairs and the trees back there, not really so much, but right here, this tree, right around the 20-yard mark is pretty good. Bushes and stuff like that over here, you can kind of see the ground in front of you. It's pretty good. So, and then from there, we're going to go up to the high 700 looms. Now, I can definitely see the first 2 tanks, obviously, kind of reaching out back there to the trees at 60 yards. I could tell that there's a chair there for sure, but I mean, it's still kind of hard to see. You could see probably larger objects out to 60, but you get up here into this tree, definitely lighten up this tree, the area over here, things like that. You can kind of see all right here very well. So for an EDC light, I mean, I think that's pretty good. Let's turn this off. Now, I'm going to double click this, and that turns on your little RGB lights. So what I'm curious about is we're going to turn this around. I'm going to try to see if I can see myself out here. I want to see how well this RGB light lights up at a distance. So right here, I'm probably about 10 yards away. So, and I can't really see on my camera from here how well this looks, but I'm going to click this again. This is the red. Hopefully you guys can see that very well. I'm not sure. That's the blue. And then there's the strobing red and blue. So it's running through its little cycles there. And then there's the rainbow color again. So that was probably about 10 yards away. You guys could have seen that. Again, we'll do this kind of up close. You can kind of see the red. And it kind of fluctuates, goes from like a dim to a bright, as you can see there. And then it'll do a little flash. And the blue kind of does the same thing. It kind of fluctuates, as you can see. And then there's the strobe, the flashing one, which I think that's probably the best mode, in my opinion. Mostly because, I mean, that's going to be able to, like, let's say you're hiking or, like I said, riding a bike or something, you could have this, like, kind of back and at least signal somebody that you're there. So, that works pretty good. And then, again, you do have your UV light mode, which does work. I did not bring any money out here, but here's like a towel. You can see it kind of, this is like one of those microfiber towels. It's pretty dirty. You guys can see there from cleaning stuff. You kind of shine it on your shirt and light up your face. But you guys can see there, kind of lights up very well. So, so the UV light does work pretty good. Let's flip this around, kind of show you guys if it'll light up any area out here in the grass. No, not really. So this is definitely more for up close type of usage, the UV light. So you can see it works there. So, if you're checking money, jewelry, IDs, things like that, let's say you work at a bouncer at a club or whatever, you got to check IDs. This is definitely going to be a nice little discreet light that you can just quickly use and to check those things like that. So, guys, this E06R is a pretty darn cool little EDC light, keychain light. The fact that I didn't realize it had a magnet, once I realized, I was like, hey, that's actually makes it even cooler. I actually like that because, again, like, you can be somewhere, you can stick this up and, you might have to, you know, stick it up there on the thing, light it up for a video or something like that, you know. So that's pretty cool that you could do that. I actually like that a lot. The clip on it is very nice, a very small, discreet package. The laser's cool. I was actually running the laser around on the ground and my dog was chasing it earlier, so it was fun. So a lot of cool little features packed into this tiny light for an EDC light, and that's pretty cool. So guys, if you're interested in picking one of these up, I'll have links below to Fenix and maybe an Amazon link in there as well, so you guys can go look for these, pick one up. It's the Fenix E06R. Definitely go check these out if you're looking for a really cool, nice little keychain, EDC pouch, flashlight, guys. Very cool. Thank you everybody for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Stay safe, stay sharp. No, wait, that's my knife channel one. Stay safe, stay bright, carry on, and go pick you up one of these Fenix E06Rs.